This Let's Play was supported by these awesome hobby companies.
Hello everybody and welcome to this Let's Play of Tanks the Modern Age. Myself and Freddy are going to talk you through, initially, how to play the game, and we're going to go very slow. We'll explain how movement works, we'll explain how shooting works, what order things happen in, and then after that we're going to play 3 rounds of trying to rip each other's friggin' guts out.
Because we've got a grudge. This grudge is more grudgy than a dungeon full of dwarfs.
So let's show you the table as it currently stands. We have played 3 rounds so far, so we're now going to break in and show you how it all works, and then we'll finish the game within our 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So over here, which is the upper part of the table, I have a hind over here. I've got a T-64, which is behind this building. You can just about see his gun barrel poking out here. I have another T-64 down here, and if I move further along, you can see my 2 T-64s that are parked further down here. And across the table, we have a Cobra gunship with an Abrams down behind it. On the other side of the building over here, which you definitely cannot see, is another Abrams who's
just in here. Just in
there. And
then we've got Uncle Mo hiding in another Abrams over there. He's trying to sneak down to Wolfgang's Bratwurst wagon. If anyone here actually has been based in Germany, they'll know that the Soviets used to track British troop movements by watching where Wolfgang's Schnellimbus wagon was. Uncle Mo's just gone down there. Sergeant Mo has gone down to get his guys some food, and he's been bounced by the Soviets.
And those of you that have seen a few of our, seen our Team Yankee boot camp might remember some of this terrain. This is indeed Lloydoslavia we're playing on today.
Yeah.
Because we thought it would just be a lot of fun just to roll out some 3D terrain and show you guys what this game is like with good, high-quality terrain and fully painted minis, and we thought we'd just have a bit of fun with it. So if you noticed, you can see I have little red dots, little circles here that are by each of my tanks. That is because I'm currently running a single card, a single unit card. Now, this has all the stats for all 3 T-64s that I'm running, but because I have 3 of them, I'm actually labeling them A, B, and C with these little chits. I'm keeping those chits down here. I have 2 of them, so one is on the vehicle and one is back at my sort of control zone. And that is letting me track the damage on them without putting a whole load of markers and stuff around the vehicles, which would interrupt your movement and just get a bit messy. So I can keep it all here and I can keep it all in control very easily. So Alpha, Bravo and Charlie are my 3 T-64s. As the game currently stands, Alpha has 1 damage with no modules destroyed. Bravo has 1 damage, no modules destroyed. The Hind and Charlie, which is my 3rd T-64, have no damage and are doing pretty well for themselves. On the other hand, for you, Freddy, I believe...
I've got... so over here, Uncle Mo's running the M1 Abrams callsign Echo.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, callsign Echo has got 4 points of damage.
Yep.
Because John just decided to literally rinse it apart with several lucky hits. Their compatriots over here in the other one, callsign Delta,
mm-hmm.
they've only got they've also got 2 damage.
Yeah.
Which John managed to score quite well.
So your Cobra has nothing currently. It has no damage on it whatsoever, and is sitting in what's called high altitude. Now we'll be talking about that in a minute as well, just to let you guys come up to speed with how the game is. So at the minute, as far as our narrative goes, the Americans are feeling it, but they're not down and out just yet, and I'm hoping that over the course of this game, I will be able to tear them a new one and send them home.
Yeah.
So
we've got some, actually, John mentioned platoons just now.
Yep.
So John's running, these just give the game a little bit more flavour.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the Soviets with red banner platoon,
yep.
And it just gives it gives you more depth. You can add some more rules.
Yeah.
We've got Team Yankee for the Americans.
Yeah.
We've then got 1st Panzer,
which is the German one.
And then we've got the
Brits.
The Brits, Berlin Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I mean, we've not included these because it this was a let's play, and we were trialing it with 2D terrain.
Yep.
And with the helicopters, it didn't really give the effect. So we nipped out and grabbed Brother Lloyd's Lloydistan.
or Lloydislavia.
Lloydislavia, to give you a bit of a better understanding, because it does look better with the 3D buildings,
Yep,
especially
absolutely.
with the helis.
So let's talk about the actual gameplay mechanics a little bit then. So we are about to start a new turn. Currently all our movement markers and everything are removed, and everything is as it should be. Now we have this thing here, the advantage, tactical advantage. So the player with advantage wins initiative ties. That's important in this game for two particular units, our helicopters.
Yeah.
Because on your stat card, your movement happens in, I believe it's descending order. It's highest to lowest.
So we go from the lowest number to the highest, and it's kind of an amalgam of how professional the guys are and their sense of tactical awareness.
Yeah.
So the lower down the pecking order they are, they're going to move first, but when we come to firing, it goes in descending order. So those units which have watched and waited
now have the idea of what they're
and that's
what's
how
happening.
you can, especially with this. John quite easily set up I thought I'd ambushed I think it's Bravo in the middle, and it wasn't to be, because using all of his vehicles and the heli, he ambushed poor old Uncle Mo in his
so
his own one.
When you come to tactical advantage, when we're looking at ties, what I'm talking about here is when it comes to movement, both these helicopters have the same initiative. They both have 7. So when it comes to whatever player has the tactical advantage, it's the person that has this that will win that particular tie.
Yeah.
So for example, if I have it, my hind will move or decide to move first or second.
Well, it's your choice.
Yeah, it's my choice, so I can do it or not do it. I can pick what one goes first.
Actually, John, sorry, while you've got them there under camera,
Sure.
probably just one of them.
Yeah.
So we'll explain from left to right. The blue number, that is that particular team's initiative number.
Yep.
The red number is its offensive value.
Yep.
That's how many dice it's rolling when it's attacking. The next number, which is green, that's its base defense value. That's the starting number of dice it rolls in defense. And finally, the blue number, that's the number of hit points it's got before it's removed, before it's dead.
So I'm going to correct them and say the black number, because
Sorry, yeah.
it's black, and then you have the little numbers here beside it. So this has, the hind in particular has 5 points of damage that it can
I
take.
couldn't see it properly. I've been crying that much with the damage you've caused. I've got tears in my eyes.
So to start a turn off, we basically have to look at all our units and decide who has the initiative to go first.
Yeah.
However, we need to roll for tactical advantage first.
Yes.
So we both take a dice. Go ahead, Freddy. So you've got a 4, and I have a 4 as well. So that's a tie, so we'll need to roll that. Go for it.
6.
Oh,
And a
okay.
2.
So tactical advantage goes to Freddy for the turn. So when those two helicopters decide, or when it comes to the helicopters, because they're tied in the initiative, you get to choose if I can go first or if you want to go first, depending on what the situation is on the table.
And especially, I mean, when you think of tanks, all of John's tanks have got the same number.
Yeah.
Some of the other tanks, I mean, I could potentially have a platoon with tanks of the same number.
Yeah.
Which, again, that's, the more vehicles you've got, the more of a problem, but that's where the tactical advantage helps you sort it out.
Yeah. So you can decide, say if I was running a mixed army of, let's say, T-72s and T-64s,
Yeah.
the initiatives might be different than those, so when it comes to that, I can just decide. Like if they tie with something your Abrams has, I can just decide what's happening there.
Yeah.
Right. To start the turn then, we need to figure out who's moving first.
Yeah.
And
So
I believe it's the lowest initiative.
the
goes
lowest
first.
initiative will move first, which are your cannon fodder Soviets,
My T-64s.
your T-64s.
So you can see here, I have a T-64 up here. And do I have a better angle for this guy? I have an angle on this guy. So this is Charlie over here. Say hello, Charlie. Hello, Charlie. And
Hello.
to move, we take one of these arrows and we can put it in any direction. We can angle it so long as the back of the arrow is touching the tracks of the tank. That's correct.
Yeah.
So that can angle in any direction we
Obviously,
want.
John's moving forwards, but if you were moving in reverse, it would work exactly the same. You just turn it around and put it at the back of the tank.
Yep.
And that's the starting angle that the vehicle's going to move in.
Okay. So in this case, I want to move this tank forward. So he's turning slightly, and then he'll move in line with the arrow.
Yeah, and you can put him either side of the arrow.
Yep.
Whichever's easiest.
For example, let's avoid the telegraph pole and move him 1 that way. So that's direction 1, or movement 1. We can move him further if we wish, so he could go up to 2, but that will play into disadvantages later on when coming to firing. So for now, he's going to stay there and having moved 1.
And remembering that the vehicle, when it stops, has to be square, whether it's either the back, the front, or the side, square up against the tail of that arrow.
Yep. So in this case, I've moved 1, so I've moved my little Charlie token with him, and I've placed this down, this little movement token, as a reminder that he has moved and he's moved 1. So it's a very simple thing to track and very easy to track.
Yeah.
So with that first one done, we will move on to my other 2, who are over here. So looking at the situation as it currently stands, I have Alpha over here, who can fire quite happily in this Abrams over here. I have Bravo, who has got line of sight to either this Abrams or the one that's hiding behind the building. So I don't necessarily want to move them because that will help me when firing.
Yeah.
I don't want to move because it will make it easier for Freddy to defend if he doesn't move either. But if I move, it'll make it easier for you to repel those shots.
Which is where that dynamic turn comes in. When you've got different initiatives, it's not an I move everything, then fire, then you move everything.
Yeah.
Every time you move something, it's going to have a knock-on effect on the next turn, especially if you know that the other person is going to go first.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm deciding not to move Alpha or Bravo. Charlie has moved just because I wanted to get a slightly better position for him, which in reality gives him options. Charlie now has line of sight to the Abrams he has been previously firing at, but he potentially has line of sight all the way from the top of the table down to the second Abrams. So what I'm trying to do in this case is make sure that all 3 tanks have options to fire at, because I'm feeling, because call sign Echo has taken 4 damage, he doesn't have much left. So I can choose at leisure which tank I want to fire at him. If the first tank fails to kill him, second tank could have a go, and if it kills him, poor old Charlie over here doesn't need to think about what tank he's going to shoot at anymore. There's only one left for him to have a go at. Yeah. So I'm not wasting my shots. I'm being as economical as possible, because if I'm not economical, you will tear me apart for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I left you, I was the master. Now I am the Padawan. But you've got into a position where there's not much I can do with these.
Yeah.
I mean, both helicopters are flying high, I believe.
They are currently.
Yeah, they're currently both flying high, but I know that you've got, I mean, the other 2 are staying still. There's another dynamic that we've got with Tanks Modern, is that you can pop smoke.
Yeah.
And I don't mean any military guys watching it, but it means I'm going home, it's my board and I'm leaving popping smoke. The vehicle stays where it is, and we pop 3 smoke movement marker, which means that it's the vehicle, although it's staying where it is, it's now deployed its smoke markers, and it makes it harder to hit. Yeah. Which again, it means if John had manoeuvred into a position here and wanted to hold that position, if it was an objective, he can then defend himself with smoke. So now we go on to the helicopters. Yes. I've got the tactical advantage.
You do.
So I can now decide what I'm going to do with my Cobra, because I don't like that hind over there particularly. It's looking at me in a funny way, actually. So I think I'm going to try and give him the good news. So I'm firing. Yeah, I'll be able to fire because of the angle. Basically, if you can see, you actually use your hind.
I can't see let me see. There he is.
Yeah. There's an arrow, a line under the marker, like this. This goes at the rear of the helicopter, and that line there denotes its firing arc.
Yep, so anything in front of that line can be shot at.
Yeah.
Now, if it's halfway across that line, it can't be shot at because it's not completely in the firing arc.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're missing. So he's pretty much where I want him, and I'm going to leave him where he is.
Okay.
I think. So it's over to your hind.
All right, so you're not actually going to move with him then?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to play the same jolly you're playing, and I'm not going to move mine either.
This is the Mexican twitch standoff, isn't it?
In fact, I have a better idea. I'm gonna just check some line of sight very quickly. Yes, it'll work if I do that. So, what I am going to do is this hind is going to drop to low.
Yeah.
Because when you're in high altitude with the helicopter, or you're in high hover, or whatever you want to call it, terrain doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Unless, I think it happens in Team Yankee, unless you're right up against a building, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because the helicopter's way above you, he's looking down, basically negates all the terrain. However, I know my hind has good line of sight to call sign Delta, so I can drop to low altitude, get myself behind this building, so that I'm maybe not exactly, I'm not as easy a target perhaps.
Yeah.
I'm going to cause you a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah, this hind has dropped, and
yeah. So he gets a 1 movement marker, because if you change altitude, but don't actually move, you still accrue a movement of 1.
Yeah.
Just because the vehicle's moving.
Yeah. So dropping him to low because he doesn't need to be in high altitude for what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So I believe that is all my tanks. Both our helicopters have decided on their movement. It's over to your Abrams.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do?
Right. So I think, looking at what's going on here, I've got a sneaky feeling, John, that you're outmanoeuvring me, possibly.
What makes you think that?
Yeah, not good. Not good. So I'm going to leave Echo where he is.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to back Delta up once.
Okay.
Delta's only got 2 damage on him, but I'm not too happy about having the hind now and that T-64 there. So I'm going to reverse him here and give him a 1.
Okay.
Right. Over to you, John.
Right. So all the movement's done, or decided on anyway.
Yeah.
So at this point now, with all the movement done or decided on, it's time to get on to shooting. So shooting works in the opposite initiative order.
Yeah. So now the vehicles which have moved last are now going to get the opportunity to fire first.
Okay. So that would be your Abrams would be going first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to use Delta.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts off with 4 dice. I'm going to fire at the
at Charlie there.
at Charlie.
Yep. Okay. So I'll move that out of the way. So you have 4 dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So a 4, a 5, or a 6 are a hit.
Yep.
A 4 and a 5 are a normal hit,
Mm-hmm.
and a 6 is a critical hit.
Okay.
But we've just got 2 standard hits here.
Yep. So that works across the board in Tanks Modern. 4, 5, and 6 hit. 4, 5, and 6 also defend when you come to your defense rolls, which we'll be getting to in right this second. So you fired at Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie has a defense of 1 standard, so that is 1 red dice. Delta moved, so he moved 1,
Yep.
which adds 1 dice to my defense pool. My tank also moved 1, so it'll add another 1.
Yeah.
So from your 2 hits, I'm rolling 3 dice to defend myself. Again, 4, 5, or 6 will defend.
Yeah. Now, interestingly here, John's got 2 4s and a 5. Now, this is quite interesting because that gives us an even spread. With the 4 and the 5, they'll cancel out, obviously, they'll cancel hits. With a 6, interestingly, that'll cancel out a hit chosen by John.
Mm-hmm. So how that would work to your advantage is if I was rolling against, say Freddy had rolled a 5 and a 6. That 6 is a critical hit, and a critical hit would require you to draw from the damage deck, and these have different effects on them. So they could be extra damage for a lucky hit, for example, or they could hit your fuel, or they could hit your ammunition, something like that. So if this, for example, was an attack roll, and I had rolled 6, 5, and a 4 to hit, Freddy wouldn't be able to negate this 6 because he didn't have another 6. What would happen is that these 2 dice would negate these away, and the 6 would remain and go through and let us draw the attack dice.
I mean, the 4 and the 5 will cancel a hit or a critical hit chosen by the firer.
Yeah.
But the defender, rolling a 6, can choose whether to cancel a critical hit or a normal hit himself. Which,
But because in this case, you rolled 2 attacks to me.
Yeah.
And I rolled 3 defense, and all my 3 dice
everything.
Cancelled everything, so nothing happened there.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So my gunner is currently getting kicked in the back of the head by the commander.
Yep.
To sort his aim out.
So you've fired with Delta.
Yes.
And done nothing.
Delta's now fired. I'm now going to fire with Echo, and he's going for Bravo.
So this tank over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, 4 dice.
Okay, so this is more interesting. So out of the 4 that you rolled, we have 3 misses because they're all below 4, but this time we have a 6, so this is a critical hit. So if I fail to save this, I will be drawing a card from the damage deck.
I mean, you'll still be able to save with it with a 4 and a 5. It's just that 6 allows you to pick which.
So again, my defense standard is 1 dice. Your tank didn't move, and my tank didn't move.
Yeah.
So no bonuses for any defense. So I have 1 dice to save the 6. So it has to be a 4, 5, or a 6. Otherwise, it's going through, and I'm having a bad day. And it's a 5, so I managed to get through it. That's fine. That is both your Abrams fired.
That's both the Abrams. Now we go to the helicopters, but I've got tactical advantage.
So the Cobra will go
So the
first.
Cobra's going to fire, and I'm going to go for same target.
So hitting on Bravo again.
Yeah. 2 dice. Same detail. So I've got 1 hit.
Yep. Now, again, my tank hasn't moved. The Cobra didn't move.
No.
So it's again 1 dice to save. However, this time, because he didn't roll a 6, I don't have the risk of having to pull from the damage deck. It's only going to be a straight single damage to my tank if I fail this one, which isn't too bad. So I do fail, which is fine. Thank goodness it wasn't a 6, otherwise I'd be taking some more damage.
Yeah, that's another point of damage.
So that is now, Bravo now has 2 points of damage on his little chit. That's all of your force fired.
Yes.
So it's now, as far as initiative goes, it's straight on to...
A pummeling from John.
Yep, and it's on to my hind first, I think, fires first. He's going to be firing at Delta, which is over here behind this building. Now, the hind has an attack of 2, so we'll just roll those and see what happens. And he misses entirely.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Thank you.
Now, the only thing left to fire is my 3 T-64s. This is where I like the way I've set myself up, because I have options. It also gives you options when you're firing back at me, but you know, you're 2 tanks to my 3, so you have to pick your targets a bit more carefully, which is absolutely fine by me. So let's start with Charlie up at the top.
I knew that was coming. I was hoping we were going to go down at that end, but it was kind of... That's why I wasn't looking at Delta.
Yeah. So Charlie is going to, from here, who's just in front of the hind, he's going to be firing at Delta, who's trying to reverse out of the way. Now, this is an interesting one, because to see a tank completely out in the open, you have to be able to draw line of sight to 3 corners of the vehicle.
Yeah.
I currently can't do that, because if I look at the camera shot, the way I can see it, if you have a tape measure there, I'm just going to steal that. I can clearly see from Charlie's position the front left and the front right, but I cannot see the rear right corner of the tank, which means this tank is now obscured.
Yeah.
So I have an extra dice to roll. You have an extra dice to roll.
To try and block the shot.
Yeah. Now, the T-64's firepower is pretty formidable anyway, so I'm getting 5 dice to attack you with, out of a maximum of 6, which is great.
Yeah.
So, let's see what happens. Oh!
Unbelievable. 6 is the maximum number of dice that you can roll, no matter any modifiers, and you've rolled 5 dice.
And got 4 crits.
And got 4. Unbelievable. Sith Lord.
Yes. I am the tank god, didn't you know?
There seems to be something wrong with our bloody tanks today. Right.
So this is the point where your defense really has to play into it, because you have how many defense base?
So 2. I start with 2.
You get +1.
+1 because I moved.
+1 dice because I moved.
Because you moved, and then I get another one. Because I'm obscured.
Yep. So you're actually not rolling too bad against 4 crits, but you have a tall order ahead
Problem
of you.
here, yeah.
Go for it and see what happens.
You know what's going to happen? Justin's law of rolling on camera. So I've managed to stop 1.
And that's it.
And that is it.
So the point now is that this 6 can negate one of mine, but he now has to take 3 cards from the damage deck, which is going to be very painful.
And as the advert for that famous supermarket chain says, this isn't just, I can't do the sexy voice, but this isn't just any old hit.
This is an M&S.
This is an M&S hit. Unbelievable. So what happens now is I draw, in fact I'll let you pick them out and hand them to me.
So let's flip them one at a time.
We've got to turn them over now, and ordinarily you just get the card out and...
Yeah. So your first crit,
drum roll,
is 3 damage, ammunition explosion.
Unbelievable.
So Delta has taken 3 damage.
Now Delta has already taken 2 damage.
Yep. So he's now up to 5.
He's now up to 5.
2 more will kill him.
Yep.
There it is. Lucky hit, which did an extra damage to him. And for the sake of it, what was the third one going to be? Injured crew. Target player discards 1 crew card from the model, which is fine because we're not actually playing with any crew cards.
I mean, this brings us on to 2 other points. We're probably not going to get to the bottom of the deck anyway, so I'm going to see if I can grab... No, let's quickly... Yeah. Some of these cards have got ongoing effects, and they're or repairable. So some of them might be you've thrown a track...
Yeah.
So the vehicle can't move. Others might just be damage that you can repair, like this one with stunned crew.
Yep.
So what would happen is at the end of the turn, when you're removing movement, track markers.
Yep.
4, 5, or 6 will repair it.
Yeah.
But that tank is now...
Delta is now a smoking pile of scrap metal.
Yeah.
I do not apologise.
And in deference to poor old John's, I don't even know where those orange dice that we were using last time.
Yeah. We have markers this time.
I grabbed some markers. In fact, I've had these for a while. I mean, they look nice. In fact, I might even take the turret off. Yeah, let's get the turret off.
Yep.
We've done a Vitman. So that's now a third of my force dead. Thanks.
You're very welcome. I will endeavour to remove the other 2/3 now.
Really?
I will try.
You're happy now?
I am.
You're happy now?
I am happy. I managed to kill an Abrams.
And I hope that John's detractors... I thought you did quite well in that other game, but now your detractors will be silenced. Right, so you've now got the other 2, which can fire at either the Abrams or the chopper. I mean, the helicopter... All right, you're rolling 3 dice as a turret machine gun at the helicopter, but even so...
Well, that's unfortunate. No, I actually want to make sure that the tank goes down.
You'll go, Uncle Mo.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy.
So this is why I laid myself out in the way I did, and why I kept these 2 tanks stationary. These guys now have perfect line of sight to this last Abrams. He hasn't moved, so I'm rolling straight 5 dice against your standard 2 defense.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely perfect. So again, 5 dice. Get that one out of the way, and let's get yours moved. So let me see. Okay, so 5. Let's see what happens. Oh, wow. So
Right, get out. Unbelievable. Again. Yet again.
this is meant to be the turn breakdown section of the video, but I think it's going to be the end of the video.
Unbelievable.
So I've rolled 2 crits and 2 hits.
So I get just a plain old 2 dice.
You get 2 dice, and you have to hope that you roll 6 on both of them to get rid of the 2 damage cards.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd probably explain it slightly wrongly. I mean, a 4 and a 5 will get rid of a hit or a crit,
but your
you
6s will remove. Yeah.
Yeah, but you remove the hits before the crits.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But where the 6 comes into play,
You can choose.
is that
Yeah.
if it's a 6, I get to.
Which is why it's important for Freddy to roll 6s now, because you can just get rid of those 2 crits, hopefully,
Yeah.
and avoid taking what could be potentially catastrophic damage to the vehicle.
Which we know what's coming anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have rolled any worse.
I feel that our Flames of War game, I had all the bad dice rolls and bad decisions.
Yeah, you did, yeah. And it's kind of
It's flipped over now.
it's gone the other way now.
So this now means I get to draw 2 cards from the damage deck for you.
Yeah, I mean, ordinarily I'd do them, but I just like the look on your face when you're sniggering and pulling stuff out.
Okay, so first card out, 1 damage repairable, so jammed mechanisms. This tank gains the forward firing rule. This is repairable, so he takes 1 damage and gets to repair that.
I suppose if it helps, or if you wanted to be sneaky, because my turret's looking rather dynamic facing sideways, have it jammed in that position. But
I would imagine that if you want to house rule it, guys, wherever the turret is right now is where the turret stays.
yeah, but I mean, we'll have it firing forwards, but that's not good. Not good.
Nope, so let's have a look at what your second card is. 0 damage, thankfully, but bailed out. This tank cannot move or shoot. This is repairable as well, of course. So
Unbelievable, John.
So Echo's not in a great spot either.
No, Echo's in a bad place.
Yeah, Echo is in a bad place, and there's still 1 more tank to fire at it.
So he's got, so that's taken him now to 5.
Yep.
Echo had 4 damage already.
Mm-hmm.
So he's now got 5. Plus he's bailed.
Yep. Which isn't very good considering there's still another tank to fire at him.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. What I'll do is I'll flip the card over.
Yeah.
I think if guys have got any crew crew on base, that would be quite good to stick them out.
Yeah.
I know that some guys I play Flames of War with and Team Yankee have got crews. From the crew sprues, you just stick them down at the edge of the vehicle, but that is not good.
So that's Bravo having fired. It's now time for Alpha to fire. So
Yeah.
you can take those 2 cards with you as well.
Oh, thank you.
You're allowed to have those as a present.
My precious.
Yeah.
Great.
So 5 dice again, as usual. And we get 1 crit and 1 hit this time. So not as devastating a round of firing as the last one, but it might be easier for him to fix.
And I'm only rolling 2 dice.
Yeah, but it's not going to be just as difficult this time, I don't think. So
yeah,
move these out of the way. Yeah, look at that.
Done it.
Perfect. So that has completely negated the hits that I put on him.
That's probably because your gunner was laughing so hard at what the other guy had done to the vehicle. Tracks hanging off, hatches
Turrets
gone.
jammed.
Yeah, sparks.
The crew are sat out the back of it having a smoke going,
Like
don't put me back in that thing.
Yeah, they're all vaping at the back of the tank. Oh my god!
Right. Everything has fired.
Everything's fired. So now it's the end phase of the turn.
Yep.
So I've got to roll now to see if I can well, actually, I'm unbailed.
Yep.
So I've got to get myself back in. It can't move or shoot. It's repairable.
Uh-huh.
Now, interestingly, I didn't mention it before, but with that, you've got 2 different states of damage. One's for helicopter.
Yep.
And one is for tank.
Yep.
They're upside down now, John. I don't know if you want to read them out.
Right, so for the tank cannot move or shoot. For a helicopter, this helicopter gains -5 initiative, so it just becomes incredibly slow to act. It's not in the best place. The crew are terrified of whatever's just happened to them.
Yeah.
As a few guys on YouTube say, being shot at is a significant emotional experience. So they're not in the best of shape.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, it's not. I've been on a helicopter where the SAM alarm malfunctioned.
And it
used to be like a baked bean tin looking, and it went off, and that wasn't a very good experience either. When you don't know what's going on, but the guys at the front are kind of flapping, can't be a good experience.
Yeah. So, can you repair this now in the end phase?
Yes. So what I've got to do is a 4, 5, or 6 to repair.
Okay. And you do not repair.
Which I don't. So he's now. We're going to leave him as he is.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got jammed mechanism.
Yeah.
Which I don't know whether we can fix
when you're not in
the vehicle, but we'll try it anyway.
Yeah, try it.
Because maybe that's why they're out. Yeah, okay. No, they're still vaping. Right, so he's going absolutely nowhere.
Yep. And all my tanks are going places. But anyway, that is the end phase. So what else we need to do is clean up all our movement tokens and stuff like that as well. Make sure you police your tokens and get them out of the way.
Yeah.
And then we are ready to start the next turn.
Yeah, now that you've brassed up one of my vehicles, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Up like a Christmas tree.
You're very welcome. Now, again, at the start of a new turn, we need to roll for the advantage.
We certainly do.
I'm pretty sure you don't have it anyway, but if you win it, you can keep it.
2.
2 and 2. So roll
actually,
again.
I've got no right to keep it, have I? Really?
That was strange. Okay, so you can keep it if you want. I don't know what advantage you hold apart from having a Cobra.
Yeah. Right. Oh dear. Right, so your T-64s are going to be doing they're moving first.
Yep. So let's have a look at what we have. Let's just start. Let's give Freddy a bit of a chance here. Let's close in for the kill.
Well, the other point I didn't make was the where you destroyed. Which one was it? Delta. Earlier. I didn't do it, but there's a rule. It's basically you've got one last strike to shoot. Didn't seem a lot of point because there's no damage on that thing anyway.
No.
So it didn't seem a lot of point in firing that round off. But with missiles, helicopters don't get that rule because it's a slow flight. But if you're down on your last legs, it's always worth getting that last shot before you die. But it in this instance,
it didn't happen. So Alpha and Bravo in fact, all 3 tanks are going to move. Alpha's going to move up to here, and then he's going to continue his advance on forward, like so, keeping that arrow straight and flush against the side of the vehicle. We'll take his chit with him. He's just going to relocate his turret to be pointing where it needs to be.
Yeah. So he gets a 2 track marker.
He does. So that goes down there. Now, Bravo will do the same. So Bravo is now going to move up and again stay flush to the arrow unless I want to change his direction, which I don't. See, they're smelling blood now, so they're really getting on the move.
I think they're smelling barbecued Abrams, aren't they?
So over this side, poor old Charlie hanging about up here, he's going to travel forward as well. So he's going to change direction.
I think he's done more than enough in one game, to be honest with you, John.
I think he has. But he could always do a little more. Now he's going to change direction a little bit here because I want him to get to line of sight of the Abrams, which means trying to avoid the trees, which you can probably see up here. So he's trying to avoid this cluster of trees, and he's going to come down here, and he should be able to orientate his turret to get good line of sight there. So the Russians are advancing. Good sir, I think you might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. Right, so the Cobra's going next.
Because you have advantage, you can decide, and I think you need to be quite aggressive now.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I'm going to drop down, actually. I'm going to drop from high to low to here. So that's going to cause me a problem with firing in a minute. But okay, so that now drops. Yeah, so it's your hind next.
The hind next, yeah. So Mr. Hind over here, he's going to stay low, and he's just going to shimmy himself forward a little bit. He doesn't necessarily need to, but that's what he's going to do. He's just going to shift forward 1, I think. No, he's going to shift 2, and we're going to change his direction as well.
Yeah.
So he's going to come to here.
Yeah, remembering that's going to cause, with the missiles, when they've moved, if you've moved once, a 5 and a 6, so a 5 is a hit and a 6 is a crit.
Yep.
If it moves again, it'll be the 6 is a normal hit.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh,
I don't know about you, but I'm not worried.
Oh yeah, so, yeah. Okay, and now the Abrams. Well, actually, they're not remounted, so Abrams is going nowhere.
Can't move or shoot.
No. Right. So I think highest is the Cobra.
Yeah. So the Cobra will have to fire first.
Yeah. So he's going to pop a shot off at. And I'm doing this blind because I don't know which one of those has got the most amount of hits on him.
I can tell you it's Bravo.
Okay. I was going to do it blind. Yeah. I mean, it's in front of him anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop a shot off at Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now I've moved once, so that's going to be a 5 is a hit, and a 6 is a crit.
Yep. So nothing, unfortunately.
Nothing.
Not so good.
Nope. Okay, so over to your hind.
Yep. My hind is currently low, and your chopper is currently low, which unfortunately means...
I think it's obscured by the trees now, isn't it?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. My hind has completely 0 line of sight, so unfortunately my hind can't shoot. But that's okay.
Yeah, because
am I rubbing it in too much, Freddy?
You've got 3 T64s there, which are about to give me the good news.
Yeah.
So it's over to them now.
It's over to them. And I think I'm going to call it straight away that I think Alpha and Bravo, potentially Charlie as well, actually, if he can see. Well, no, he can't because it's low. Alpha and Bravo are going to fire their machine guns at the Cobra.
Yeah, cool. Well, not for the Cobra. But
Not for the Cobra.
yeah, that's going to be a real bad day out.
So it's working, firing these secondary weapons works the same as firing the main armament. It's still 5 dice because it's a very simple stat. So,
yeah.
So 5 dice from Bravo first.
No, it's 3. The machine guns.
3.
Yeah, turret weapons are lobbing 3 shots out.
Let me re-roll that then. There you go.
I don't know which of those results I like best. Right,
hitting a crit.
So my Cobra has got 3 base.
Yep. He's moved once. My shooting tank has moved twice.
Ooh.
So you get the full 6 at this, I think.
Yeah, I think I do.
Yep. So there's a full 6 dice to defend against 2.
Yeah. Do you want to roll that one back in the box?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It was a 5. So.
Okay, so I've got.
You're good.
So the highest will block off your crit.
Yep.
And then I've got a 4.
Yeah, you've.
Yeah, that's fine. We've done it. Not a problem.
Not a problem. So.
Next one.
Bravo failed. So Alpha's going to try with his machine gun as well. Again, 3 dice to do it.
Yeah.
1 hit.
1 hit. So again, 6 dice.
6 dice. And he only just blocks it.
Oh.
Only just.
Only just. Unbelievable.
Right, so the last T-64 to fire is Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, I think, has line of sight to your Abrams, but doesn't really have line of sight to the Cobra.
Okay.
So, let's have a look-see. Well, I would call him obscured, if anything. He's looking underneath trees.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I'll give you the shot. Let's go for it.
Okay.
As long as we're rolling dice.
5, and let's see what happens. Oh, he liked it and got 3 hits. Now.
So I've got, what are we looking at? We're looking at 2 base for the vehicle.
Plus 1 for obscured.
1 for obscured. You didn't move.
Yeah, I did. I moved once. I moved twice. My apologies. Right. I didn't put the counter on them. So
it's 5.
5.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh.
Well, if that had been shooting, that would have been a problem for me.
Yeah.
No, well done. So
that's not bad.
That's all negated. So the Abrams, through sheer force of its own armour.
Now the dice gods smile on me. Why not earlier? Unbelievable.
That very quickly was a full turn.
That was
a very quick full turn.
So, I mean, that's why. I mean, at the beginning, especially on a larger table, when you're setting up, the first couple of turns are quite slow. But, which is why we did it, guys, this way, because we just want to showcase how you're moving and firing. But so we just police up our movement tokens.
Tokens away.
I've now got to roll to see if I'll roll to see if I remount first.
Yep. No, you don't.
Now I see if I can fix that damaged.
Yeah.
Right.
So you fixed it, but you've not got back in it yet.
Yeah, well, they're tinkering, they're having another.
They're outside with the spanners, the tank branches and stuff.
Yeah. I think they've gone off to Wolfgang's Bratwurst wagon to celebrate. Right. So he's still -5 initiative, I think.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not a helicopter, so he's only can't move or shoot.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, can't move or shoot. Yeah. Okay.
He can do everything else except move and shoot, which are the 2 main things he can do.
Right, what good?
He can sit there and look intimidating. He can sit there and look intimidating until I turn him inside out.
Unbelievable. Right, so
we
need to roll for initiative.
Need to roll for initiative, yep. So let's go for it. I've got a 3. Okay.
5.
You're keeping it if you want it.
It's my precious.
He's kept it now.
It's my ball and I'm going home with it. Right. How on earth? So your T-64s are going to move?
I would imagine so. I think they...
Get out of this?
No, do you know what? All my tanks are staying stationary.
You're just going to stay where you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be an idea, actually. I'm also going to sit where I am.
This is a Mexican standoff between 3 tanks, a helicopter versus a helicopter?
Yeah, that's John Jay in there. You drew first blood. I can't do the voice, so I won't even attempt it because I've just remembered wrong camera. Right, yeah, I'm just going to sit. If you're going to go down facing up.
Okay.
What's that saying? I don't want... Uncle Mo knows this one. Something about, I don't want flowers on my grave, I'll take a part of brass.
Well, he's certainly going to get that.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to stay around and try and brass you up. So he'll stay where he is.
All right.
So now it will be finally your hind moving.
Yep. So my hind, I think... no, I'm confident. I'm not going to move him. Right. He doesn't need to move or shoot.
So now it's firing.
Yep.
So Mr. Cobra... Huey to his friends is going to let rip at Bravo.
Okay, so firing at him again.
Yep, here we go. I'm going to ping 2 rounds off. I've not moved. So it'll be standard. Oh!
So you got a crit this time.
I got a crit. There we go.
Very good. So you've actually given Bravo something to think about.
Oh, yes. Right on top of the turret. So you've now... I've not moved, you've not moved.
I've got 1 dice.
Okay. You're not 2, are you? Base value?
No.
No. Excuse me. Right. Okay. So
base,
1 dice.
Base 1. 1 dice. One dice to save it all. No. So
crit.
A crit. Now I'm going
to enjoy this.
You're going to enjoy this. So what
have you got?
What have I got?
Santa. What have you brought?
Shell shocked. This model has 0 initiative.
Ooh.
Which is repairable. So that's okay. At least I didn't take any damage.
That's not good.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
Sergei's now at the bottom of the tank, trying to find the little hatch to clamber out. Right, so it's your shooting now, isn't it?
Yep. So even though I have 0 initiative, I'm still firing because you've done all your stuff.
Yeah. Mr. Cobra next.
Hind.
Sorry, Mr. Hind.
Hind still has no line of sight to the Cobra.
Yeah.
Because they're both low and there's intervening trees.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it'll be on to my 3 T64s.
Yep.
Echo is on 5 damage, yes? It only needs another...
Yes, he is.
It only needs another 2 to take it out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Alpha fire at the Cobra.
Yeah.
So 3 dice. 2, a crit and 2 hits on the Cobra.
And I get 2 for the base of the vehicle.
And that's it.
And that is it. I'm not even obscured.
Nope. And you feel it all?
Failed it. Absolutely failed it. And he
So-
can't do the firing back last stand because,
He's a helicopter. He's potentially crashing
yeah.
at this point. So he's taken 2 standard damage
Yeah.
and plus 1 from the damage deck. So shall we see what you got?
Oh, hang on. I thought you were firing at Echo. Right, yeah, you're going at the chopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, yeah. That's not good.
So you have 4... You've taken 2 damage already, which has brought you down to half your health.
yeah.
Which now means whatever this damage deck pulls
I've
might...
just realised I rolled 2. I thought it was a tank. It should be 3 for the body of the Cobra.
Do you want to roll 1 more? Just in case
Yeah,
it
okay.
becomes a 6
Yeah,
and
we'll see
removes
what
that?
happens.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So you can remove the 6, so you take 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. So
The Cobra's not happy.
the Cobra, I'm not happy. Unbelievable. Right. So he's down to 2 hull
Yep, of 4.
out of 4.
Which leaves me with the choice of Bravo and Charlie deciding on which targets to go for, because both are very heavily damaged.
Yeah.
Both are potential kills. Bravo has line of sight to Cobra, Charlie does not.
But remembering that Cobra will be able to fire back if it's not destroyed next turn, whereas Echo
Abrams,
can't.
the Abrams has a chance of doing that if you can remount.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think because my initiatives currently are Bravo is on 0, I believe Charlie has to fire first.
Yeah.
So Charlie is going to fire, because he doesn't have line of sight to the Cobra, but he has obscured vision to the Abrams, he's going to have a go at the Abrams.
Yeah.
So he'll take his 5 dice, and he will schwack you with 2 hits. Just 2 standard hits.
2 standard hits.
Yep,
Okay, and that's your firing at Echo, did you say?
that's right.
Yep. So I get
2 in defense.
2 base for the vehicle. That's not good.
Well, it was fine for you.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then my last initiative thing is Bravo, because he is shell-shocked currently. So he's going to... See, he has a nice choice. He could go for the Abrams again, or we could just lay into the Cobra.
This is the good thing about that dynamic thing about the turn, where it kind of changes.
Yeah, different effects through damage and initiative and stuff.
Yeah.
Really plays with
Because
that.
then it kind of changes the threat level.
Yep. As you already said, the Abrams only has a chance of firing back at me, whereas the Cobra will definitely fire back at me if I don't
And
knock it out.
also now he's got less. Well, I mean, I think they're both on the same hit points, aren't they? Abrams has got two hull left,
2 hull left, and
as has the Cobra.
yeah, so it's
Which again, you see now that's kind of changed your focus.
yep. It's 5. The way I have to look at it now is it's 3 dice to attack the Cobra, and it's 5 dice to attack the Abrams.
Yeah. So you've got a better chance of killing the Abrams, but
The Cobra might be the more important kill.
yeah, because he could potentially fire back at you.
But the other thing I have to consider is I don't have a lot of damage on any of my vehicles. I have 1 on Alpha, I have 2 on Bravo, and none on Charlie.
Yeah, so you could soak those hits up anyway.
I'm going to soak the hits up. I'm going to take a shot at Abrams. So 5 dice to make it safe. We get 2 hits and a crit.
Okay. All I get is 2 dice to
get
defend with.
2 dice to return. Well,
There we go.
you take 1 hit.
There we go. So I'm going to use the 6 to block the crit,
Yep.
the 5 to block one of the normal hits. So I've taken 1 hit. Had that not been a 6, Because there's no way that you'd be letting me decide which one.
No.
No.
Potentially, I could have destroyed the Abrams there, but I've left it on one hull.
That's not good. That is absolutely not good at all. So that's, he's got one. In fact, I'm going to swap it over now, so he's only got one life left.
Mm-hmm. Right, I believe that is end of turn. I think I've fired with everybody.
Yeah, everything's fired.
Yep. In fact, no, Charlie hasn't fired because I didn't do the obscured shot, did I?
Right, okay, go.
No, I think I did. Yeah, I did. I did.
Okay.
So if I got that wrong, please just comment. It doesn't seem to be.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done it.
It's excitement now we're getting.
Yeah.
Because it's like.
So whatever happens next, we're going to make this the last turn of the video.
It will be.
Regardless of what way.
Because it's obviously what's going to happen is because he's going to get mangled.
Maybe. Right, so clean up. None of my stuff's moved apart from... No,
or mine.
Or yours. So let's roll for the advantage.
First of all, I've got to roll to see if I can remount.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Yes, and I do. So remount's gone.
Mm-hmm. Can I roll to repair my shell shock?
Yeah, so you also roll to repair your shell shock.
Okay, so 4, 5, or 6. And I threw it off the table, but it was a 4.
Yep.
So that's okay.
That's repaired.
Shell shock's away. Now I'm in an interesting situation because now the Cobra and the Abrams are able to fire back at me.
Yeah. See, I didn't think that was... I honestly didn't think that Abrams was going to get back in, to be honest. But
and he's now fully functional again, apart from having one hull.
And rather angry.
Probably. I wouldn't imagine. So we have to roll for advantage next.
Yeah.
So let's remember to do that. So go for it. Well, you're probably keeping this, aren't you? Yeah, you're keeping it again. That's fine.
You got the token. I got the token. Right. Sorry.
There's a reason I'm not doing anything with my hind. I don't care what it does. Or in what order.
This is that last Mexican standoff, I think. Definitely.
Yeah, this is it.
Right. I'm going to sit and stay where I am on both.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Which means on movement terms...
Nobody's going anywhere, I don't think, because you're set up to the optimum shots.
I'm not optimized.
Are you not?
No, I'm not. I'm going to nudge Charlie forward to get him out of this obscured nonsense that he's been playing with. So let's just nudge him forward 1.
Yeah.
And that'll bring him to wherever, like exactly where he needs to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he gets a 1.
Right, so he's moved 1, and we're back to our good old rigmarole of shooting. So Abrams is now active, he can now fire at me.
Yeah, so the Abrams, it's been that long since he's fired, I've forgotten how many dice he had. Right, so I get 4 for the Abrams.
So you get 4.
Yeah.
Go for it and see what happens. Ooh.
2 crits.
2 crits.
And a hit.
Not so good.
Right.
Not so good. Right.
Yeah, he's firing at Bravo.
Yeah. So, yeah, because Bravo's got the most damage on it. So,
yeah.
we've got 2 6s and a 5 to deal with. My base defense is 1. And I didn't move. And you haven't moved.
And I haven't moved either. So sometimes, you've got a higher firepower value, but you've got less...
defense.
Less defense.
Yep. So this is going to be painful regardless of what happens here. So let's see what I do. Nothing. Oh. Okay.
Right. So
what are you going to be able to kill Bravo? He has 8 health points, but 2 of them are gone. So first, 0 damage. Damaged optics. This model has -2 firepower. Discard this card after this model shoots. So for when he fires now.
Yeah.
He's -2 dice to attack you with.
Yes.
So he's on 3, which isn't the best thing to happen to poor old Bravo. The second is 2 damage. Lucky hit. So we're now up to 4 damage on Bravo. So he's down to half his hit points.
Yep. And then there was the final hit point because it wasn't a crit.
Yeah, so he's actually below half now, which is even worse. So he's now taking I'm going to keep that card there.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 5 damage to him now.
And what's his total? 7?
8. T64s have 8.
How much? Right.
He's not in the best condition, but he'll be all right.
Okay. Cobra next. 2 dice. And I'm going for same target.
Okay. Another crit.
Another crit.
Right. Again, defensive 1. This is not going to be so good for poor old Bravo here. No. So let's clear these away.
I'm hoping for ammunition explosion or something.
I'm sure you are. Let's do it. 2 damage. Lucky hit again. He's down to 1 hull point, I believe.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's taken 7 damage.
Yeah.
He's on his last legs. So you haven't killed him.
No.
But he's as good as he's just as happy as your Abrams.
Actually, yeah, they're both on. Yeah, they're both on 1.
They're both on 1. But you've now fired everything.
Yeah. Now it's down to your hind.
Charlie and Alpha and the hind.
Yeah.
The hind didn't move, so he still has no line of sight.
Still not. Okay, so it's down to the 3 T64 alphas.
Mm-hmm. So Alpha will open up first. And in fact, let's just get a good look at him over here. He's going to focus the Abrams because he's in good spirits. He's happy about himself, and that's what he wants to do. So 5 dice. 1 crit, 3 hits. So you haven't moved.
No.
So you have 2 dice to defend this with. So I think he's dead.
So that will negate, at least it's not a crit.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, and it's 3 hits.
Yep. So he's gone.
Unbelievable.
Got another blast mark.
Thank you.
So nearly the end of this, and I now have claimed 2 Abrams to my name, which is great.
And you've got two sets of Duska shots left.
Yep.
So 6 dice, and you need to do 2 points of damage.
Do you want me to roll them all at the same time? Do you want me to roll 6 dice, or do you want me to roll 2 batches
Well,
of 3?
actually, we could see which of the tanks did it.
Actually does it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Bravo's in the worst shape.
If Carol Vorderman's watching, or anyone knows Carol Vorderman, get her to comment and let us know the actual chance of... right, okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so with Bravo having damaged optics, and he's minus 2 dice to attack, does that include the machine gun?
I would have said... actually, let's not No, it's optics. Dushkas don't... No.
Dushkas don't have optics.
Yeah, I reckon. We may be doing it.
So let's do the 3 dice anyway.
Yeah,
as a standard Dushka shot. Okay. No, he misses entirely.
Oops.
So that's fair play, to be honest. I don't mind that. And Charlie is the last tank to fire.
Yeah.
He has 3 shots.
I'm going to laugh if Charlie does it.
No. Charlie missed entirely.
Unbelievable.
Right.
To be honest, I think at that point, that Cobra is probably going to
bug out.
To be honest. I mean, I would.
I think the Russians have held the field in this game. They've certainly held the field. There's only 1 tank there that's feeling it a little bit.
Yeah.
But apart from that...
For me to come back with just 2 hit points left on that Cobra is not happening.
So your little patrol group of Abrams and a Cobra in support went out all hell for leather.
Yeah.
And then the Cobra's come back with part of its tail missing. So what happened to the rest of them? Man, you don't want to know.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But what a great little quick game to play with minimum model count.
Yeah.
Tons of fun, tons of narrative, because you could tell, even when we were doing our little turn breakdown bit, there was still narrative happening, and that's what makes Tanks and Tanks the Modern Age fantastic games to play, because you can just use your collection that you already have, or you can really go to town if you want and paint up some really special looking vehicles for yourself.
Yeah.
Like if, for example, I'm tempted to buy a bunch of Chieftains and paint them in Berlin Brigade just for Tanks Modern.
How cool would that be?
That would be badass.
In fact, Jonathan at Battlefront, have you seen his chieftain done in Union Flag?
No, I haven't. I'm going to have to see that.
Matt Sully. Matt has got a he's got an M1 Abrams that's done as a Stars and Stripes with a Cobra, which are kind of quirky. Maybe not the sort of thing you play at a tournament, but
maybe you would. Maybe you'd get best painted.
Yeah. But again, I mean, it's, I'm kind of thinking of doing the 6.6 last stand, but having knackered antennas.
Yeah, and actually modelling it the way it was in the novel.
Yeah.
But this game opens up some fantastic narrative, and I think Tanks Modern for me is definitely is a skirmish game that you could run with anywhere, basically.
Yeah.
Especially with smaller model counts. Now you can expand, you can make the game a little bit bigger and still have that skirmishy feel.
Yeah.
But I like this sort of 2-3 tanks versus 2-3 tanks, and the helicopters add another dimension to it, which is fantastic.
And on a bigger table, when you've got 4 or 5 people per side, now with the platoon rules, you could have 3 platoons against 3 platoons, and with the Soviets doing the stuff en masse, that's kind of
that's very thematic in that way.
Yeah. I mean, like with the Berlin Brigade, you could use Flames of War Stalingrad scenery,
absolutely,
and just go complete Cold War, which would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The scenery that we did
for the Flames of War game.
The Flames of War game,
would work fine.
Would work for this, especially,
Yeah. So, I think at that, good game.
Hey, that was good.
We've leveled the score.
That was that's the grudge match. Well, I'm going to go home now, tail well and firmly between legs.
No one messes with the tank god twice.
It's surprising how you get locked into the game and you zoom in.
Yeah, and that's what makes a skirmish game at this scale so interesting, is that you get more attached to the models you have on the table than you do with regular Team Yankee or regular Flames of War, because in regular Flames of War and Team Yankee, it's units moving, it's regiments doing maneuvers and stuff. But here it's like Bravo held on for as long as he could. Charlie did his part, took an Abrams out, and Alpha's doing his thing. And even though those are only like alphanumeric names to them, you feel attached to them already. You're like, Alpha did this. That's a story to tell. Bravo took all this damage, but he stayed in the fight and all this sort of stuff.
I mean, especially with the stencils where you can put, or decals, you can put them on, on each vehicle.
Yeah.
British vehicles, you'd have call sign 4-2 Bravo, 4-2 Echo, squadron troop, and then you could get using the Team Yankee books. I mean, we had the tie-in with, because this is obviously it is Team Yankee tanks.
Yeah.
For want of a better name, but there's no reason why you couldn't get those books out. The Team Yankee, because they've got the
colour guides and stuff.
They've got the colour guides, but they've also got the campaigns in the back.
Yeah. There's
no reason why you couldn't replay those campaigns with tanks.
Yeah.
With the same collection.
Yep.
And like you said, follow the individual vehicles through.
Yeah.
And at the end of it...
What happened to 4-2 Bravo at the end of this campaign? Did he make it? We don't know yet.
Yeah. I mean, at the end, you then, he's killed several different vehicles. You then glue him to a little plinth with, so he's got Order of Lenin on his little plinth and retiring. But
you can tell how enthusiastic we get about skirmish games and about individual tanks and crews and stuff. It makes the model range feel more special.
Yeah.
In a way, I'm going to get a little bit soppy here, but it makes you feel sympathetic to the models you have and the models you're playing with, which brings a sort of a slightly emotional aspect to it. Like, you can go home right now and you can talk to the guys at Battlefront and they say, how did it go? And you can tell them the story of Echo. Echo now has its own story. That tank now, you can tell that it bailed out, the turret jammed, the guys got freaked out, and they jumped back in.
The problem is, I don't know if anyone ever remembers that game. It was done with little kind of Lemmingy guys, where you had to follow them with a mouse. It was a computer game years ago.
I can't remember.
And they had names, and you'd try and protect one.
Yeah.
I foolishly gave Echo the name of a friend of mine, Mo, he watches all this stuff. Gave Mo the name, and now it's been fragged, and I feel quite bad. Mo, I'm really sorry, mate. I'll get you some Hobbit pipe smoke tobacco stuff for when you're feeding your hens. But you're right. You know that I've read this so many times with more experienced gamers than I, where they'll paint the names of guys on the back, or platoons or sections on the back of their stands.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing a campaign, it's like, no, they're dead now. They did last game. They stormed Monte Casino, and now you've killed them. But this more so, I think, because it's not en masse, lower model count. So you're now worried about that individual model. And
also, if you're playing tanks or Tanks Modern, you're potentially painting models just to play that game. So you're taking, maybe because there's not many of them, you're taking a bit more time with them and adding a bit more detail than you would to your Team Yankee or your Flames of War Army.
Yeah.
And then you get annoyed when they don't do anything. You're like, I spent all those hours painting you and you did nothing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, I mean, these are for Team Yankee, but it means that you can go down, you've got painted minis while you're doing that little extra special job.
Yep.
On the Team Yankee minis, and then those then get put back in with the Team Yankee because you've got the Tanks Modern stuff done.
Yeah.
Prepped. I mean, they're good out of the box.
Yeah.
With the different colours used. But I kind of like kind of putting little things like the ditching rods on the back.
Yeah.
Give them a bit of character.
Yeah.
And if you do each vehicle differently, that's when they got the character, because you'll remember that, that's Charlie, that's the guy that fragged
that Echo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, this has been a fantastic little game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I know the last 5 to 10 minutes have been complete skirmish ramble.
Yeah.
But that's what me and Freddy are apparently known for now. So.
Yeah.
Guys, get your comments in below. I actually forgot to mention at the start of the video that we're doing a giveaway in this video.
Yes, we are.
So comment to win, guys, for your very own copy of Tanks Modern Age, the starter box. So that will get you 1 Abrams and get you 2 T-64s. So if you want to play out Echo's Last Stand, you can, and see if Bravo survives a little bit better off than it did this time.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, remember, comment to win. Thanks very much for watching. Put your comments in. Let us know what you think of the game. And until then, myself and Freddy will go off and probably brag to all our friends about... I will brag.
You can brag, I can't.
You can go home and open up some how to tank manuals.
Yeah, and if you see us out about at shows and stuff...
Do drop in and say hi.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that for me, if I'm not playing games, I'm thinking about them or talking about them. You know, there's nothing nice in seeing somebody out and about that comes over at shows. I saw your video. It gave me an idea, because then I get ideas because you guys are telling me, we've done some scenery based on X, Y, Z, or I've done some models based on. So it just gives us the feedback that we're reaching out and giving you guys some ideas for your own hobbies.
Yep. Excellent. So anyway, guys, as we said, comment to win. Let us know what you think of the video, and thanks very much for watching, and we will see you all again very soon.
We hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now, and be sure to check out beastsofwar.com for the latest gaming news and gaming Let's Plays. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe, and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.